Hello everybody, welcome. I'm Leo, welcome. So basically, in this wonderful tarot card reading, I'm going to tell you all about it. Basically, it's going to be very significant on how everything is going to be going. Because in my own interpretations, I'm going to say it in my own ways about what's going on in this whole entire reading. I think that, the way how it goes, the way how we can understand of how it is, we have to believe in our own conscious about knowing what to do. And this is how it is. We have to believe about having our own step-by-step situation, and we have to do exactly what we are told to do, right? But when you're in this gigantic negativity and you don't like it or anything else, then why would you have it? And whenever you have negativity and not corresponds positivity, why? That's how it goes. So let's see what's happening in this tarot card reading. If it does, address the situation and it kind of fits your own criteria, you just understand that, right? So please comment if you want, give it a like if you want. But the way how this is, you have to understand that this is the way how it kind of occurs, right? So you have to do exactly what you're going to be doing, because the way how this is, you have to believe about what's going on in that way, and you have to know what's going on in that way. So the way how this is, the way how it's going to be, this is the way it kind of occurs. So this is how it is. So this oracle card, it says blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being, So when you use blame, you're blaming about your own energy from someone else. Now, let's say you're doing something bad, and let's say you're not doing anything, you're not going to be whatever, but you're blaming the person. You're blaming about, oh, well, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want it. Well, when you have the word blame, you're blaming it. You're blaming about your energy, you're blaming about how it's going to be, you're trying to not be, unacceptable behavior. You have this as the way it occurs, that would be blame. That's how it goes, right? When you use blame, you're using it as negativity. You're not using it as positivity. You're using it as negativity. That's how it is. But you have to understand that, right? This is the way it seems to be, and you got to have your own lesson about knowing to do. This is how it goes. When you understand what's going to be, this is like how it is. This is not outrageous. This is not how it is going to be. But the way how this is, if you use the word blame, you pay attention to it on how it is in that way, right? So that's how it goes. So, this is how it is. I'm going to figure out what's going on in this situation, and this is how it's going to be in that way. So, let's see what's going on. So let's see. Let's see what's happening. So this is how it's going to be in this way, because you have the way how it is. The King of Swords does represent knowledge, or having it is. The Ace of Pentacles does represent prosperity, like money in this situation. The Three of Pentacles, so right there's, excitement, that's how it goes. The Strength card is like you have bravery. The Empress is reversed, you have no nourishment, and the Lover's reversed, you have no decisions. No. So this is how it goes. Whether things are going to be looking at in that way, in our physical criteria. Now, if you use the word blame, you pay attention to it, whether you like it or not. But you have your own decencies, but have your own self-respect of how it's going to be. So let's see what's going on here. Let's see what's going on. So let's go from the King of Swords all the way to the Three of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles, the King of Cups reversed, the Justice is upright, the Seven of Wands reversed, probably the Five of Wands reversed. Yeah, so you're not feeling silent, you're not having chaos, you have the Justice because you're telling the truth. The King of Cups reversed, there's no support here, there's nothing. But if you have your own ways about knowing how it is, this is how it goes. So between the Five of Wands and the Seven of Wands, I'm going to clarify that. The Four of Pentacles reversed, but the Nine of Swords is upright. Yeah, there's trauma here, And it's like, why are you doing it? Why are you thinking like, oh my, I don't want to do this anymore? But then you have to do it. You have to do that, right? So when you have random people or maybe random strangers, whatever, and they are attacking you, and they use the word blame, they're blaming it on you. But why would you do it? If you're telling the truth, you know how it is, right? This is how it's going to be. This is how strange this reading is. But you pay attention to it. No matter what the case is, no matter how dramatizing it is, you pay attention to it. You have to pay attention to not negativity, but you know how it is. You have to know how it's going to, restate or whatever it is. You have to know exactly how it is, right? This is not bilingual. This is not how, how majestic or whatever it is. You have to remember about how it is in that way. You know about your P's and Q's, or you have your the left side, the middle, the right, whatever it is. You pay attention to it on how it is. So let's have something between this Strength card and this Ace of Pentacles here. The Temperance is upright, there's healing. Nine of Cups here, there's no fulfillment. Two of Pentacles is upright, you're balancing two things at once. The Ten of Cups is upright, there's completion. The World reverse, there's no completion. But then you have the Hermit is upright, is there solitude. Yeah, because you might be looking for a soulmate. But when you're using the word blame, you are in hermit mode. Because it's like you don't want to do it, right? You understand how pity it is, but that's how it goes. If you're balancing two things at once, you're balancing two things at once. So if I was clarifying the Two of Pentacles, I don't know what's going to be happening on the left side and right side. So let's see. The King of Swords, already you want knowledge. The Six of Cups reverse, there's no past here. The Ten of Pentacles here, there's no wealth. But Three of Pentacles is upright, there's excitement. Yeah, because you're talking about it. You're talking that what's going to be happening in that way. If you have no wealth, you are like saying, oh, well, I'm gone broke now. I don't have any money left. That's how it goes. And when you use the word blame, you are basically blaming that. Blaming the negativity in society, right? That's how it goes. This is like how it is in that way. And you think, well, this is not going to do it. I'm not going to get it anymore. I quit. That's how it goes. Let's have something with this Lovers card here. The Page of Wands is upright. The Chariot reverse, there's no progress. The Four of Swords is upright. Yeah, because you're resting, you're healing. You have what is going to be happening. Because that's how it goes. It's like, alright, I know what to do. Alright, I'm going to clear it. I'm going to have the clear picture. That's how it goes. So you have your own experiences. What's in the middle of the situation? The Ten of Swords reverse, yeah, because there's no conclusions. There's nothing about it. It's like, why? Because if you're using the word blame, you're blaming it. You're blaming about your own energies, whatever it is. You're blaming about the negativity. It's like, why? Because if you are processing of how you're going to be acting, you act like it. You think, oh, well, this is going to be very interesting. I don't want to do it. But then you have to do it, right? So let's see what's going on. So tell me something about what this Ten of Swords here. So let's see. So let me go from the Ten of Swords. I'll look from the middle. Let's see. The Queen of Wands reversed. Okay. The Two of Wands, sorry, so you're planning on something. The Two of Pentacles here is you're not balancing. Alright, so this is unbalanced. Okay, so what's happening with this Two of Pentacles here? The Ace of Wands is upright, so there's no beginnings. The Six of Pentacles is upright. Yeah, it's like you want to have kindness, but it's like, why you're going to be acting like it? It's like everything has to be all certainty, but why you keep doing it? Why are you going to be thinking, well, this is going to be a non-issue? When you have the ability from the right or wrong perspective, you pay attention to it. Whether you're using the word blame, you're using it. It's like, why? I don't want to do this anymore. But then you keep reasoning about it. Right? This is how it goes. So what's happening with this Two of Wands here? The Emperor is upright because you want structure. The Five of Swords is upright, yeah, because you're having conflict. It's like you're having all these fights. You don't like it anymore. You hate this. It's like, why? It's like, why are you saying that you want to do it, but then why you keep processing about it? So let's see what's going on for the middle. To the left, middle to the right. The Five of Wands here, so there's no chaos. The Judgment is upright, there's action. Nine of Swords is upright, there's trauma. The Ten of Pentacles is upright, there's the career, exactly. The Devil reverse, there's no obsessions. The King of Pentacles reverse, there's no security. The Emperor is upright, there's structure. Yeah, exactly. You know exactly how it is, but this is how it seems to be. This is actually continuously of how it goes. It's like you're using the word blame, right? You're using that. Not in a positive way, but in a negative way. It's like, why? That's how it goes. If you want to take action, you know how it is. You're using your own basis about structure. You have action, you have trauma, you have your own career. You're focusing on what's going to be happening. That's how it goes. What's between on the right side, please? The Magician is right, you want skill. The Five of Swords here, there's no conflict. The Six of Wands, sorry, you want celebration. Yeah, because you want to celebrate. So if you're thinking about this Five of Swords reverse and you're thinking, well, I don't have any conflict right now, then why would you do it? Right? That's how it goes. Now, let's see. Let me clarify that. That's how it goes. Knight of Swords reverse, there's no trauma. The Knight of Cups started, there's romance. Exactly. Now one started, there's fear. Yeah. That's how it goes. What's in the middle of this situation? The Cups is already, yeah, there's entertainment going on. You're having entertainment because you're using the word blame. Now, Ethan is a very interesting reading. Yes. It's kind of messed up. But how would you do it? How would you proceed with caution? How would you think, oh, well, I'm making a bold move. I don't want to do it. Yeah, but you keep, plugging along with it. Like, get a hold of yourself. Like, I'm not being mean or rude. I'm just saying it. What's on the left side? The stars are right. So there's inspiration. Alright, so you wish upon a star. What's in the middle? The Empress is upright because you want nourishment. What's on the right? The Hierophant reverse, there's no guidance. Alright, so this is very interesting indeed. Alright, so what's happening? Let me focus what's happening on the star. The Wheel of Fortune is upright because you want good luck. The Death card is upright, there's endings. Yeah, because you're focusing on Scorpio as another water sign. You're focusing about having good luck on your side. You're focusing about you have all these intense feelings, whatever it is, because that's how it goes. Do not focus the word blame, but you are. You're focusing on it. It's like everything has to be, in alignment, or whatever it is, everything has to be connected. Connect the dots, whatever it is. You're connecting on how your energy is, vice versa, That's how it goes. You have to know about it. You're trying to, read between the lines, whatever it is. You understand how it works, how it plays out, how you can do it. This is like how it is. This is like almost like a life lesson. That's how it goes. What's this Empress about? The Chariot is upright, there's progress. The Moon reverse, there's misrotations. The Judge is upright because you're taking action. Yeah, that's how it goes. So it's like when you have progress, when you have action, you know how it is. It's like you know how it is, right? And when things are into that ability, from the right perspective rather than the wrong perspective, the wrong perspective is you're using the word blame. You're blaming about someone else, whether if it's a guy or a woman or vice versa. You know how it takes, but if you're using the word blame, you're using it. That's the wrong profession, That's how it goes. It's like, why? Because this is how it is. What's also with this Hierophant? The World is upright, there's completion, and the High Priest is upright because you're using your inner voice. Yeah, because that's how it goes. Whether things to be, how it is, this is how it goes. This is not a massive breakup. This is not the way it happens. But why? And you have to understand how it is in that way. It's like how it's going to be very interesting indeed. So let's see what the universe is saying. So I'm going to go from one card to the left, one card in the middle, one card on the right. So the Ace of Spirits, there's no anxiety on the left side, alright? What's in the middle? 10 of Cups, alright, there's completion, alright? What's on the right side? The Hangman is alright, there's restrictions, alright. So what's happening on the left side of this anxiety? Let's see. The Temperance is alright, you want healing. The Ace of Spirits, there's a misunderstanding. Yes, it is. But the Page of Cups is upright because you want loyalty. Yeah, because that's how it goes. If you have a misunderstanding, you're having a misunderstanding. You're having a misunderstanding because you're using the word blame. That's how it goes. You have to pay attention whether you like it or not, whether you're trying to face your own criteria, you pay attention to it. You pay attention on what's going on in that way, whether you're using your own emotions, your own feelings, you're using your own inner voice, whatever it is. You're using a bad tactic, and that's the word blame. You're using it bad. You're using it as a bad way. It's incorrect, that's how it goes. If you're blaming the person, and you're not blamed by yourself, it's like, why? You have to understand what's happening in that way, right? That's how it goes. What's between this Ten of Cups here? The 9 of Swords here, there's no trauma. The 8 of Wands here, there's no speed. Exactly. That's how it is. But the Page of Swords, there's education. Yeah, because you're being educated on it. That's how it goes. That's how it seems to be in that way. You're trying to know exactly how it is in that way, and saying, alright, I know what to do, alright, this is the way how it goes. I'm going to process it. That's why it seems to be that. Right? So there's no speed, no trauma, but you have education, you being educated on it. That's how it goes. What's this Hangman about? The 3 of Swords here, there's no heartbreak. 5 of Cups, there's grief. Yeah, exactly. What's happening with this 3 of Swords about? The Pentacles here, there's no perfection. Judgment in reverse, there's no action. The Hierophant reverse, there's no guidance. Wheel of Fortune story, you're going to have good luck. Yeah, that's how it goes. So you're trying to know what's happening in that way, and you're focusing on what's happening in that, how it is, because this is the way it goes. You pay attention on what's going on around you, and you're trying to do exactly how it is, right? You're trying to be responsible. You're not trying to be irresponsible. You're not trying to, how it's going to be in that way. You're trying to know exactly what's the know-how, and you're trying to figure out what's happening. So it's like, why would you keep doing this? Why would you, do that, Because that's how it is. So it's like, how would that be? And you have to know how it is. And let's see what's going on with this universe. So what's happening with this Page of Cups here? Okay, so you have the 3 of Wands reverse. There's no, communication. The Empress separate. There's no nourishment. The Knight of Wands here. There's no immaturity. The 10 of Swords are there's basically conclusions. It's like, wow, this is dramatizing. It is, because if you're having nourishment, you're doing it. But when you have the 3 of Wands reverse, there's no communication. There's like miscommunication, misunderstanding. This is how it goes. Because you're trying to counteract this blame here. That's how it goes, right? And for reference, you're trying to know what's going to be happening in that way. You're trying to know exactly how you're going to proceed with caution. You know what's going to be happening in that way. You're trying to know exactly what's going to be happening in that perspective of knowing what to do. What's happening with this education card? Queen of Swords reversed, right? The King of Swords reversed. So there's no knowledge. Nine of Swords, sorry, yeah, there's trauma here. Yeah, because you're not thinking straight. No, you aren't thinking straight. Right? Because that's how it goes. It's like, why are you doing it? Why you are, think about why. Figure out about the 5 W's. It's who, what, where, when, why. Figure that one out. Figure it out. Because that's how it goes. What's between this Wheel of Fortune and this 5 Cups here? The 6 Swords, sorry, there's movement, alright? Judgment, sorry, you're taking action. And 9 Cups, sorry, there's fulfillment. Yes, that's how it goes. So it's like, wow, this is very interesting indeed. Yes, it is. Because this is the way it kind of happens in that way. Yeah. Exactly. Okay, one more. Let's see what's happening with the universe. So, we're going to figure out what's this 10 of Swords about. 2 on sorry, there's planning. 3 1 sorry, there's communication. Yeah, you're going to communicate. So after when you're planning, you're going to communicate. Because that's how it goes. You're going to know what's going to be happening in that way. It's like, alright, I know what to do, alright. Because this is how it goes. If you're using the word blame, if you're using that, this is the way it goes. This is how it goes. What's happening with this 9 of Swords here? The 6 of Wands, sorry, yeah, there's achievement. The 10 of Pentacles here, there's no wealth. But the Knight of Pentacles, sorry, there's trust. What's happening with this 10 of Pentacles here? The 6 of Pentacles here is, yeah, there's no kindness. No, you're not being kind. No. Because when you're using trust, you're having trust issues. But then when you're using the 6 of Pentacles reverse, you have no kindness. You're being unkind. Because you're blaming. That's how it goes. It's like, why? You're not thinking straight. You're not. That's how it goes. What's between this Judgment, the 6 of Swords, and the 9 Cups? High Priest, sorry, there's inner voice. The Queen of Wands, sorry, there's charisma. The King Pentacles, sorry, there's security. Yeah, so you have exactly what it takes in that way. What's happening with the 6 of Pentacles about? The 5 Pentacles here, there's no insecurity. The Magician here, there's no skill. But the 2 of Swords are there. You are at the crossroads. You don't know which direction you're going to take, left or right. So let's see what's happening on the left side, please. The 6 of Cups, sorry, there's past, alright? What's on the right side? The 6 of Swords here, the reverse, there's no movement. Page of Pentacles here, there's no prospects. The Strength of yours, there's no bravery. Yeah, because you're being scared. But the Ace of Wands, sorry, there is a new beginning. New beginnings. So you know how it takes. Know how you're going to, how it is in that way. You know how it is in that, perspective of how it goes, right? You have to understand that. Because every time you use the word blame, it's basically how it is. It's unprofessional. Really unprofessional, right? When you're using the word blame in a negative way, it just affects you. It affects the whole entire system. From your brain all the way down. That's how it goes. And it's like, wow. So you have to understand that if you're blaming someone and you're blaming whatever it happens to you, you understand what's going to affect, your emotions, your feelings, whatever. And it's like, well, I can't do this. I can't, how it is. And you have to know about the proof. You have to know about the truth. And no lies or anything like that, But if you're using the word blame incorrectly, it's unprofessional. It is, right? That's how it goes. But before I let you go, try to pay attention about this whole entire reading. Try to pay attention to what's going to be happening, how it's going to be, how it's going to be, how it is, and this is how it is. You have to understand what's going to be happening in that way, That's how it is in that way, and you know how it is, right? That's the way it goes. But, the way how it is, this is the way it goes, and this is the way it happens. So, I hope you all like this video. Please give a like, please give a comment, enjoy, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Now, have a good time. Thank you. Bye for now. Really, thank you. And have a nice day. Thank you. And have a good time. Thank you. And